this is the font. Isabella's supposed to say, "G'day, I'm Barb."
And Isabella!
And I'm Isabella. And this is the font. Now, some of you have noticed probably that in all the episodes, about 16 of them, we haven't done a newbie tag. It's just getting embarrassing, really, and I'm going to address it. I'm going to do our introduction. Today, the font is doing the newbie
tag!
Thanks, Isabella, we're doing the newbie tag.
Whoops.
Now, why did you start a BookTube question 1? Actually, I didn't start a BookTube channel. What I did was to publish my book reviews on YouTube, and then they caught the attention of the BookTube community. I reviewed Tsitsi Dangaremrigana's flows of the tongue, Dangaremrigana's. That's Tsitsi Dangaremna's book, This Mournful Body. And I said something like, most people would rather stab their eyes out with a fork than finish this book. And then so I started getting YouTube recommendations, BookTube recommendations, and I just didn't know what it was really. I mean, it was like, was it a club or a Ponzi scheme? Is it a cabal? I don't know. So anyways, I did come to understand that BookTube is about a community of reviewers and readers. Anyway, so don't underestimate my ability to misunderstand simple things. But I do manage to get there in the end. Question 2. What fun and unique thing can you bring to YouTube? Well, I must say that we are a light-hearted channel. I actually really do consider literature carefully and meaningfully, but I seem to have some kind of very active clown filter, and when I present my thoughts, they come out like a squeaky wobbly tricycle. But rest assured, the font would never stoop to using cheap gimmicks to entice its viewers to subscribe. Except for that one time I did the nativity tag, and the Shield Wore Pants episode, and then there was the Australia Day anthem, and you know, the Anusol thing. But now for sure, we are rehabilitated, we are more sophisticated than ever. Isabella, would you say that our level of sophistication is actually quite high?
Yes, absolutely.
I absolutely think so. And what? We're authentic and
genuine.
And genuine.
We are up to date with all that literary jargon, like
finger on the pulse.
Like
Of literature. Our oeuvre.
Literary canon, Shakespeare who?
Shakespeare.
What was Max's contribution?
Mississippi.
As a big
word.
Massachusetts.
Massachusetts.
There you go. Those are also big
Two
words.
big words that we use in the font.
Yes.
Question 3. What are you most excited about this new channel? Well, I have quite high levels of excitement, full stop. But I find working with Isabella very exciting. She does the filming and the editing of the font. She also happens to be my 20-year-old daughter and a card-carrying member of the LAPD when it comes to deciding what I'm allowed to put in and what ends up on the cutting room floor. She says, no, yes, no. And I say, oh, it's a game. What's this? And she says, and I say it's a Roman ordering 5 beers. And she says, nice try, still no. Question 4 is, why do you love reading? My literary style of choice is realism. For instance, Madame Bovary changed my life. So it's a story about a French countrywoman that aspires to be more than she is, but in a destructive way. She longs to have prestige and a handsome, accomplished man falling about her. And of course, real life is having none of it, and she implodes and she dies, and her aspirations amount to nothing, and she ruins the life of her husband and her child. And you might say, why do you love to read about despair? because, I say, it stops me from behaving like a spoilt princess with her head stuck up a unicorn's bum. Having said that, I am a bit of a work in progress because I still am so very judgy. So, I just saying, you could be the Queen, you could be Brad Pitt, you could be an inventor of perpetual motion. But if I see you holding a spoon like that, or a knife like a pen, you are dead to me. Even just thinking about it activates my bitch face in. And I've completely forgotten the question. But the moral is, don't use cutlery like a troglodyte. Question 5. What book or series got you reading? George Orwell got me reading something other than like children's fiction. Funny story, I went to a Catholic secondary school, it stripped me of my joy. Like a peacock whose tail feathers are never allowed to flourish. But one day I found George Orwell's Animal Farm in the school library, which I read in about one lunchtime. And then I found 1984, which had me hooked. Honestly, talk about finding a needle in a haystack of bleh. I was very lucky, and it was a total hallelujah moment. Speaking of finding my inner peacock, aren't male birds such a good lesson for guys, Isabella? Honestly, any bloke thinking to put a half-assed effort in for their lady should consider that this bird carries about 2 kilos of feather growing out of its bum in order just to get a shot of maybe getting its end in. Now, I've forgotten the question, of course, but the moral of this story is that guys should slap on some Paco Rabanne and a nice clean shirt for their ladies and not complain like little bitches. Sorry, Isabella? Millennials would say, like little bitches. So don't do that. Question 6. What would you ask your favourite YouTuber? I would ask, how on earth do you find the time to do normal person stuff like work, grocery shopping, and I don't know, responsibilities? Isabella and I have time to do one 10-minute video once a week. And I see other YouTubers, they read 20 books in a month, they do tags, they do multiple uploads every week, and all the time they're just as calm as water features. How? My cooking has become so lax that my kids practically give me a Michelin star for doing mashed potatoes from scratch. To be fair, though...
Those are good mashed potatoes.
Thank you. You will be rewarded with more mashed potatoes.
Hell yeah, that's what I'm here for.
But to be fair, I have been lowering the expectations for a few years now, so it takes time, but you can get to where I am. Mashed potatoes, Michelin star. Number 7 is, what challenges about this booktube do you think will be the hardest to overcome in about a split nanosecond tech? I really don't know how to edit. I'm only allowed to look over Isabella's shoulder because I am just so slow and bad at it. And it's like, can I help? And Isabella says, no. And my son, he says that I'm a tech dyslexic. And I say to him that is very, very mean to dyslexics.
Wait. Text-lexic? Text-lexic? Tech-lexic?
Text-lexic.
Is that what you are? Text-lexic? Sorry.
After a drink or two? Absolutely. I have genuine problems because whatever gland or organ people use to edit, I don't have this thing. I've got oblivion fingers. Like, I'll pick up just a TV remote and it seems to give it the Cruciatus curse in my finger, and it just goes, and it doesn't matter how many times I say, reparo, it just doesn't. And I yelp and someone comes and they say, you're an idiot. And so sigh, tech is my challenge. Number 8, when did you start reading? Roughly at the same time I realized that I wasn't good at sport. Question 9, where do you read? Well, I'm time poor, so I go for a 5 a.m. walk every morning with my Kindle app and audio in the park for an hour just to get started, and then throughout the day, whenever and wherever I can. And I do really feel sorry for my phone because I've smashed it, I've put it through the laundry, I've dropped it in the toilet twice because I drag that thing everywhere to read. Number 10, oof, what a list. Number 10, last question is, what books do you read? Very important. Literary fiction, classics, and good popular fiction like Costa books. I would read those. Just as an aside, if you do have a really good book you want to recommend, honestly put it in the comments. I am really lazy for looking at books. Love reading them, can't stand trawling for the good ones, so I appreciate any recommendations. Rightio, so Isabella and I, we just do one upload a week, so I am stupidly behind on my tags, and I love them. I love them so much, because for me, they are just like bookish friendship, and I really wanted to mention channels that have tagged me, but I haven't had a chance to do the tag as yet. So we have Courtney Ferriter, the world's, not America's, but the world's best Jewish mum, bookish, so well read and well spoken. Jeremy Fee, really good short animated videos, and Pei from Attention. Go and see him. He is super, super, super cool. He's the next big thing, I tell you that right now. Thank you so much for joining us once again, and I'm relieved because I have finished the newbie tag. See you next time. Subscribe, we'd love you too, and thank you so much. This is the most serious thumbnail you'll ever see anywhere, ever.